Hi everyone, it's Margaret, and today is a new look that I'm doing that I've been getting so many girls asking me to do the rendition of Elsa from Frozen. And I mean, I have to admit that her makeup was really pretty in the movie. So anyway, I wanted to do my take on it. So I kind of already did her hair in the way that Elsa looks in the movie and the animation. So I'm taking this very white, flat matte foundation on Drea because Drea's got actually very pale skin, and I wanted to definitely keep the paleness but keep it very even tone and more matte because animation tends to be more matte anyway. Anyway, so I'm basically getting a full coverage. And this is a look that I know many of the girls are going to want to do this for Halloween. But I think this look is so pretty that if you wanted to go a little bit more like kind of animation looking, this is a great look. So after you do the foundation and everything, you want to make sure you set it. And so now I'm taking my fallout powder, and I'm actually going to just add a little bit more with my sponge because um, I'm going to be using the colors of what Elsa wears her eyes is much more like purples and reds and things like that. So I want to make sure that I get some good coverage. What I'm going to do here after I set the face with my complexion brush, I'm going to start off with a very deep cream purple shadow. So first I'm going to put the highlighting powder, and I'm going to go in a little bit and just open her eyes up a little bit more and go along the brow line. Now see that purple? I'm taking this cinematic special effects color purple shadow, and you see how vibrant that purple is. I'm just going to go right along her lid. I'm just going to go through the half moon of her lid right onto the like stop right at the crease. So I'm basically doing like a smoky eye, and see how intense and vibrant this purple is. And that's really what you want. You want to get a really deep, intense vibrancy to it. Now I'm going to go over it with actually a purple shadow powder to set it, but the cream I think will add more value and more payout. So that's why I went with this cream first. And so now I'm going to go into the crease, and I'm just going to blend that in with the highlighting powder. And then what I'm going to do after that is go into the crease with a reddish tone color, because going by what she wore in the movie, um, she definitely had a little bit of a transition between the purple and the red in the crease. So now I'm actually putting the purple powder to set it, just to give it more payout. So see, this is the reddish color I'm talking about. I'm just going to go along the inner crease line and just kind of give it a little bit of a red, and just a red accent to the purple. And I think it really brings the purple out. And this is the purple powder I'm going to add again on top just to give it a little bit more. So I used two different powders. One was a little bit more of a deep, kind of close to the color of the actual shadow. And now this purple has this like intense kind of violet ultra rays kind of purple going on. So now I'm taking my foundation brush and I'm just going along the lash line and just kind of giving that a little bit more of a blend in the crease right there, just to give it a nice smooth edge and finish. And see how it's just really getting more vibrant. So now I'm taking my other blending brush for the highlighting, and I'm merging the highlighting into the crease just to soften that line. So I'm going to take a very black pencil, and I'm going to go right in the water line, just from the bottom all the way just across on top of the lash line into the water line, because I want that line to pop out. So now I'm taking that crazy purple color and I'm going right underneath it, and I'm not using the cream, I'm using the shadow now, and just going right underneath the black line just to bring that purple vibration out of the color. So see how it just really, the black just really accents it. So now I'm taking my highlighting powder, And I'm just going to go right on the inner corners just to open it up a little bit and soften it a little bit, because I think that's really important to just make sure that you have everything kind of flowing and soft. So now I'm taking a black gel liner, and I'm just going right across with the gel, and then now I'm going to go over it with a little bit of a wet liner, because I really want the black to really pop out. So I took a gel black liner first, and now I'm going over it with this gel, I'm sorry, with the wet liner. But I like this wet liner because it's dewy, and I really want the liner to have a dewy effect. So if you, gels tend to dry matte, so I used the matte gel first underneath just to create a nice guideline, and then this liquid liner on top that really just gives that sheen and luster. And you can find liquid liners out that have that kind of shiny texture to it, and just play around with it. You want something that's fast drying too, because that's really one thing that is really hard to find is a fast drying liquid liner. So now I'm just going to take my red a little bit and just kind of go over it, and then I'm going to go over it again with a little bit of the highlighting powder just to kind of add more and build on it. And I'm keeping, you know, everything just really transitioned and smooth. So now I'm going to take that wet liner and just go a little bit across the bottom, because I like that glossiness that the wet liner does. So I'm just going to take my brush and just give it a little bit of an enhancement with, because I don't like using the application brush. It's not always the best brush to use. And this, I can give it a little bit more depth. So now after that dries, I'm putting a black mascara underneath, but I'm going to be using false lashes. And I think with this, because it has that really kind of animation look, you really want to really have good lashes going on. And so make sure that you use good mascara underneath to give it a little more accent and a little bit more support when you use the strip lashes. So here's the strip lashes, and I'm not using like super thick ones. I'm actually using long, sparse ones. So when I say sparse, they're spread out, but they're actually long. So it kind of blends into the natural line. Another tip too that I use is black glue. Make sure that black glue, if you're using a black liner, especially because I have that glossy liner, the black glue really will blend in really well. So I just showed you the powder, brow powder that I'm using, and because she has that kind of a golden color hair, I'm just taking more of a dark brown rather than a dark brown, but just more like a light dark brown. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like a darker, lighter brown rather than a super dark brown. And I'm just going and coating her natural brows and just going right in, and see how pretty that is. So here's the blush. The blush is kind of like an electric pink, and it's soft. And I'm actually, what I did was I dusted my brush first with a little bit of translucent powder, and then I go into the pink. And this actually allows it to soften the pink so it's not overloading on the cheeks, because I'm not a person that really likes super heavy blush. And now I'm taking a little bit of that kind of purpley pink lip color, and I'm trying to match the color of the eyes as well as the cheek, and just kind of have it a little bit of an accent. I don't want to go super dark purple or super bright pink, so this was a really good match. This has a little bit of a light kind of shimmer to it, so it's not quite matte. And I think it's really pretty, and it creates a really nice effect that has that same similar look that it has on the in the movie Frozen. So definitely you will want to play around with what works for your skin tone. But Elsa's makeup is very um, pretty vibrant. So, you know, take a look at the movie and look at the pictures. And here you have it. It's a beautiful look to do for just for fun, or if you want to wait till Halloween, definitely. If you like my techniques, please go to www.mkcbeautyacademy.com. I have great online training and personal training. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!